If you've been noticing more hair than usual in your comb or brush, or a little extra scalp showing through, it's easy to feel a quiet sense of frustration, maybe even a little sadness. Many women I speak with in their 40s, 50s, 60s, and beyond share a similar thought. This is just how it is now, part of getting older. It's a very common belief, this idea that thinning hair is an inevitable part of our journey, something we just have to accept. But what if that wasn't entirely the truth? What if the changes you're seeing aren't a fixed destiny, but rather a gentle whisper from your body, letting you know it needs a little support? Our understanding of hair health, especially for women as we mature, has evolved significantly in recent years. It's becoming clearer that while age plays a role, there are often subtle overlooked factors, almost like hidden currents, that can significantly influence how your hair thrives. And the beautiful thing is, you have more influence over these factors than you might realize, starting with some surprising, simple changes that can truly make a difference. We're going to talk about a few everyday items you might already have in your kitchen that can act as incredibly powerful tools. And by the end of our conversation, you'll have a clear, calm path forward and know exactly what to do starting tomorrow morning to nurture your hair from the inside out. So let's gently challenge that initial thought about inevitability. When we see hair thinning, it often feels like a single, unstoppable process. But in reality, it's frequently a multifaceted puzzle, and understanding a few key pieces can shift the picture dramatically. Your hair follicles, those tiny powerhouses beneath your scalp, are incredibly responsive. They listen to the signals your body sends, or sometimes the signals it isn't sending. Think of them like delicate garden plants that need the right soil, the right sunlight, and the right nutrients to flourish. When any of these are out of balance, the plants don't die immediately, but they might slow their growth, become a bit sparse, or look less vibrant. Your hair is much the same. It often isn't about one grand problem, but rather several smaller, interconnected factors that, when addressed, can create a much more supportive environment for growth. One of the most foundational insights that has emerged for women over 40 revolves around a nutrient that acts almost like a master switch for healthy hair cycles: vitamin D. We often think of vitamin D for bone health or immunity, but your hair follicles actually have specific receptors for it, almost like tiny antennas. When vitamin D levels are optimal, these receptors get the clear signal to keep your hair growing robustly. But as we age, and especially after menopause, vitamin D levels in many women tend to drop. If you spend a lot of time indoors or live in certain climates, this can become even more pronounced. Without enough vitamin D, those follicle antennas struggle to pick up the vital growth signals, and hair can linger in a resting phase for too long, leading to noticeable thinning. This is where a surprisingly simple and common food comes into play: eggs. You might think of eggs for their protein or biotin, which are certainly helpful, but the real superpower for maturing hair lies in their highly absorbable vitamin D content. And here's a crucial detail: the vitamin D in eggs works best when consumed with the healthy fats naturally found in the yolk. These fats are like the perfect delivery system, helping your body absorb and transport the vitamin D directly to where it's needed most: those hungry hair follicles. It's also important to know that eggs contain choline, a nutrient vital for the structural integrity of every cell membrane in your body, including your hair follicles. As we get older, our body's ability to produce choline decreases, making dietary intake even more essential. Adequate choline means your follicle cells can remain strong and divide effectively to produce new hair strands. So, 2 whole eggs every single morning can provide these vital components. And for most women, concerns about dietary cholesterol from eggs are now largely considered outdated by current nutritional science. Now, even with that master switch on, your hair follicles still need quality building materials. Hair is predominantly made of protein, and not just any protein, but specifically processed amino acids. As we mature, our digestive system sometimes becomes less efficient at breaking down and absorbing protein from our diet. You could be eating plenty of protein, but if your body isn't effectively extracting those vital amino acids, your hair follicles simply won't get the supplies they need to grow strong strands. This brings us to plain, unsweetened Greek yogurt. This isn't just about protein content, it's about protein absorption. Greek yogurt offers a form of protein that's already partially broken down, making it much easier for your digestive system to process. What's more, the beneficial probiotics in Greek yogurt actively support your gut health, which in turn enhances your body's overall ability to absorb nutrients, including the protein that your hair desperately needs. Think of it as improving the supply chain to your hair follicles. A serving of about 3/4 of a cup can provide a gentle, easily digestible protein boost that's perfect for supporting your body's natural hair growth cycle. But even with ample building blocks, sometimes there are tiny, often overlooked keys that unlock the whole process. One such key is a mineral called zinc. Zinc is absolutely essential for the proper functioning of your hair follicles. It helps regulate the oil glands around each follicle, ensuring your scalp maintains a healthy moisture balance. When these glands aren't working correctly due to a zinc insufficiency, your scalp can become either too dry or produce an unhealthy type of oil that might even clog follicles and impede new growth. Moreover, zinc is critical for the cellular division that happens when new hair is formed. Without enough of it, your follicles literally can't produce new strands at the rate they should. What's fascinating is that many women, especially as they get older, can have zinc levels that are suboptimal rather than severely deficient. This means it often flies under the radar in routine blood tests, but it's still low enough to impact hair health. A fantastic source of easily absorbable zinc is pumpkin seeds. Just a quarter cup of raw pumpkin seeds added to your breakfast can provide a significant boost. The timing is quite intentional here, as zinc absorption can be enhanced when consumed alongside protein, which is why combining them with your Greek yogurt works so beautifully. Now, let's consider another vital aspect, the underlying environment of your scalp. Sometimes, even with all the right nutrients, if the soil of your scalp isn't healthy, your hair simply won't thrive. Many specialists are now recognizing that women in midlife and beyond can experience a low-grade chronic inflammation in the scalp. This isn't something you typically feel or see, but it's like a quiet, persistent irritation that can silently damage the environment around your hair follicles, making it difficult for them to function optimally. This is where ground flax seeds become incredibly valuable. They're a rich source of plant-based omega-3 fatty acids. These particular fatty acids are known for their anti-inflammatory properties. When consumed regularly, they can help calm that subtle inflammation in your scalp, creating a much more hospitable environment where your hair follicles can do their job effectively. Beyond reducing inflammation, these omega-3s also contribute to the natural oils that keep both your scalp and individual hair strands moisturized and flexible from the inside out, reducing brittleness. Remember, it needs to be ground flaxseed, as whole seeds often pass through your digestive system without releasing their full benefits. 2 tablespoons stirred into your breakfast, perhaps with your Greek yogurt and pumpkin seeds, is an excellent way to get these vital nutrients. And a quick tip, once flaxseed is ground, its oils can become rancid more quickly, so it's best to buy it in smaller quantities and store it in the refrigerator. Finally, we need to address a widespread but often overlooked insufficiency in women over 40. Iron. Not necessarily outright anemia, but what's called subclinical iron insufficiency. This means your iron levels in the blood might be technically normal, but your body's stored iron, measured by something called ferritin, is lower than ideal. When your stored iron dips, your body, in its wisdom, makes a strategic decision. It prioritizes iron for essential functions like keeping your heart and brain working, and temporarily diverts it away from non-essential functions like hair growth. Your hair follicles don't die, they simply go into a sort of hibernation, producing thinner, weaker strands or stopping growth altogether. Spinach is an incredible source of plant-based iron, along with folate and vitamin A, all of which are direct contributors to hair follicle health. What makes spinach particularly helpful is that its iron comes packaged with vitamin C, which naturally enhances iron absorption, making it gentle on your digestive system compared to some iron supplements. 1 cup of cooked spinach, which reduces down from about 3 cups of raw, can provide a steady, supportive supply of this crucial mineral. You can easily wilt it into an omelet or saute it with a tiny bit of olive oil. The vitamin A in spinach also supports your scalp glands in producing healthy sebum, that natural oil that keeps your scalp feeling good and your hair shafts from becoming brittle. You see how these pieces fit together? The vitamin D and choline from eggs, the easily absorbed protein from Greek yogurt, the zinc from pumpkin seeds, the anti-inflammatory omega-3s from flaxseed, and the iron, folate, and vitamin A from spinach. They don't act in isolation. They create a powerful synergy supporting your hair follicles from multiple angles. It's about creating the optimal internal environment where your hair can genuinely thrive again. Now, let's talk about making this a practical, calm part of your day, not a chore. Imagine a complete breakfast you can put together in about 10 minutes. Start with your 2 whole eggs. however you like them: scrambled, poached, or hard boiled. While they're cooking, take 3/4 of a cup of plain Greek yogurt, stir in 2 tablespoons of ground flaxseed and a 1/4 cup of pumpkin seeds. You can add a small handful of berries for flavor if you like. On the side, quickly saute a cup of spinach with a tiny bit of olive oil until it just wilts. That's it! Eggs, Greek yogurt with flax and pumpkin seeds, and cooked spinach. Every single morning, or at least 6 days a week. It's nutrient dense, satisfying, and targets exactly what your hair follicles need. It's completely normal to wonder about the timeline, and it's important to have realistic expectations. You won't see dramatic changes overnight because hair grows slowly, about half an inch a month. In the first month, your body is starting to absorb these nutrients. Inflammation is beginning to calm, and dormant follicles are slowly waking up. Around the 2-month mark, many women start to notice less hair in their brush or shower drain. That's often the first tangible sign of improvement. By 3 months, your hair might feel slightly thicker to the touch. The more visible changes, like new growth along the hairline and improved overall density, typically become quite noticeable between 4 and 6 months. After 6 months, improvements often continue, though perhaps more gradually. By a year of consistent effort, most women report that their hair looks and feels significantly better than when they started. It's not a quick fix in the sense of instant results, but it is a consistent, sustainable way to support your body in doing what it's designed to do. Consistency truly is more important than perfection here. If you miss a day, it's not the end of the world. Just pick up again the next morning. Think of it like watering a garden. Consistent, gentle care helps plants flourish, whereas sporadic effort yields unpredictable results. Your hair follicles respond best to a steady, reliable supply of nutrients. One thing we often observe is that some women achieve wonderful results, then stop this routine assuming the problem is solved. But age-related hair thinning is an ongoing process, and these foods provide ongoing support. Much like you wouldn't stop taking a helpful medication once you feel better, this nutritional foundation is best viewed as a long-term maintenance plan for your hair health. To make this even easier, consider a little meal prep. Hard boil a dozen eggs on Sunday for quick grab-and-go breakfasts. Pre-portion your ground flaxseed and pumpkin seeds into small containers so you can just dump them into your yogurt without measuring each morning. Opt for pre-washed spinach. The simpler you make it, the more likely it becomes an automatic, joyful part of your routine rather than something you have to think about. You might also be thinking about supplements. While supplements can certainly play a role if you have a diagnosed deficiency, they're not typically a substitute for whole foods when it comes to long-term hair health. The nutrients in real food come with a complex array of cofactors, other vitamins, minerals, and compounds that work together to aid absorption and utilization in your body. For example, the zinc in pumpkin seeds is absorbed differently than zinc from a pill, and the iron in spinach comes packaged with vitamin C, which enhances its uptake. It's difficult to replicate this sophisticated nutritional synergy with pills alone. So, if your doctor recommends supplements for a specific deficiency, certainly take them. But these 5 foods provide a holistic, foundational approach that pills often can't match. For those considering other treatments like topical solutions, this nutritional approach works through entirely different mechanisms. Many specialists believe that optimizing your nutrition can actually make topical treatments more effective because you're addressing hair health from both the inside and out. It's always a good idea to discuss any treatment plans with your personal physician. Also, it's worth noting that some medications can subtly contribute to hair thinning. If your hair loss seemed to begin around the same time you started a new prescription, that's definitely a conversation to have with your doctor. Not to stop medication on your own, but to explore potential alternatives or adjustments. Beyond diet, remember that your body utilizes nutrients more efficiently when it's not in a constant state of stress. While it's impossible to eliminate all stress, incorporating calm routines like regular walks, ensuring adequate sleep, or simply engaging in activities you enjoy can significantly enhance the effectiveness of this nutritional journey. Here's one final practical piece of advice that many women find incredibly motivating. Take photos. Part your hair in a few places now. Take clear, well-lit photos of your scalp and hairline from various angles. Store them somewhere safe, and then repeat this every 4 to 6 weeks. When you look at your hair every day, subtle changes are hard to spot, but comparing photos from month 1 to month 3 and then to month 6 can reveal truly remarkable progress. This visual evidence can be a powerful tool for maintaining consistency. especially during those early weeks when you're not yet seeing visible changes. This approach is rooted in a deep understanding of how our bodies, and particularly our hair follicles, respond to consistent, targeted nourishment as we age. It's about giving your body the specific raw materials it needs to thrive, not just survive. Your hair follicles haven't died. For most women experiencing thinning, they're simply dormant, waiting for the right conditions to become active again. By embracing these simple, powerful foods, you're actively creating those conditions, transforming your body from an environment where hair struggles to an environment where it can truly flourish. This isn't complicated or costly, especially compared to many other options. It's just 5 accessible foods providing exactly what your hair needs. The power to influence this change is truly in your hands. This content is educational only and not medical advice. For persistent concerns, consult a qualified professional. Thank you for joining me today. If this information has resonated with you and you'd like to continue nurturing your well-being with insights like these, please consider subscribing to our channel. Your support helps us share this valuable knowledge with more women. Here's to your healthiest, most vibrant hair yet.